How's it going, everyone? Yosef back here with another video, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. Today we are going to do a short but fun video, and I wanted to talk to you about modifying your car. Now you may think, Yosef, why is that interesting or important? But there are a lot of things that people do to their cars that they don't realize are considered as modifications, and I think it's important to talk about this because it may have implications on your warranty, on your insurance, or on your resale value when you go and hand your car back either to the dealer at the end of a lease or when you go and try to sell it privately. So today we're going to talk about modifying your cars. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. My name is Yosef and I have 3 kids. I happen to be a car enthusiast that also used to sell cars in the past. So if you're interested in my perspective on things, please feel free to subscribe. All right, on with the video. Okay, so to kick things off, I want to talk about why it's actually important to have this conversation around modifying your vehicle. And the reason for that is a lot of people don't realize, but there are real implications to modifying your car. And some of those could have a financial impact on your insurance rate or whether you're covered at all. But it could also have an impact on whether you're able to sell your car and if you're able to get as much money as you'd like for it. So there are a few things that are really important to discuss about that, and then I want to talk about the different types of modifications that you can have. So let's talk about the implications first of all. Now, if you modify your car insurance may not actually cover you. Let me explain. When your car insurance is put on your car, they assume that the car is the way that it was either designed from the factory, or if you bought a used car, that it's had whatever kilometers on it and wear and tear, but they know exactly what your car is worth. If you start modifying your car and adding different components and changing things up, well, that could cause some challenges because they may look at it as, well, either that's not the same car that you had requested to insure, or they may say, well, we don't want to cover those parts. Or because we didn't know about those modifications, we don't want to cover your car altogether. And so that could be obviously really problematic if you get into an accident or you're trying to make an insurance claim and you weren't aware of the fact that your insurance company is not going to cover you. So I always recommend, I am not a big modifier of cars, but it's something that I did look into at a period of time because I was interested in it. I've made some modifications on previous cars that I've owned, and I'm going to make some to this car as well. But it's always important to check with your insurance company just to understand what are the implications with them. Will they allow you to make some sort of cosmetic modifications? Do they care about performance modifications? You know, at what point do they allow you to do it without it causing any issues for your policy? The second issue that you have to be aware of or implication is, well, what does that mean for your resale value? Now, this is an important one because a lot of times people don't think about resale value, but if you have a car and you're not planning on owning it for 20 years, you also have to think about what's going to happen when it's time to get rid of it. And that could be either returning it to the dealer after a lease, or it could be selling it privately. Now, if you return the car after a lease, they will make sure that the car parts that you have on your vehicle are relatively similar to the stock parts that came with the car. So if you've got some aftermarket wheels and tires on there, they want to make sure that they come back relatively similar to what you've had when you leased the car originally. You also have to check to see if you've added other parts to your cars, you've changed other performance pieces in the engine or transmission, or you've changed your fenders, or you put on a different steering wheel or something like that. Are they going to accept the car back in that condition? They may tell you, so you have to go back and put the car back to stock before you return it back because it's not the same car that it was when we leased to you. So that is a major implication. But there's another one that a lot of people don't think about, and that is warranty. Now, you may have bought your new car and bought an extended warranty, or you just have the regular factory warranty that comes with the car. So if you modify your car, is that going to impact what's covered under warranty? Now that is really important because you don't want to go and get a service done and realize, oh, I've got this really big problem with my car and now they won't cover it because I made this modification to the vehicle. And you don't want to be caught dead in the water with something like that. So really there are 3 major implications: insurance, warranties, and resale value. So now that we covered that stuff, it's always up to you, and I'm not an insurance policy or warranty expert to decide how you want to move forward with that information. Do you tell your insurance company? Do you speak to your warranty provider or do you speak to the dealer before you make those changes to your car? That's entirely up to you. I know there are a lot of people that go out there and don't do that stuff and they kind of hope for the best, and there are some people that will go and try to make sure that everything is done properly by the book. And there are some warranty companies or insurance companies that you can go with that will specifically cover modified cars. And so if you want to go down, the very sort of by the book sort of approach, there are ways of doing that. Now, let's talk about the different types of modifications that you can have. And I like to categorize them in 3 different categories. Number 1, cosmetic modifications. What are cosmetic modifications? Well, those are things like window tints. It could be a vinyl wrap, a paint protection film. It could be that, you added some LED lights in your car, or you've changed your shift knob like I have, or done something like that. It's not a mechanical, not something that will change the performance or the way that the car interacts with you, but it's purely just something that looks nice and just adds a little personality. Those are usually the most simple and straightforward types of modifications because it doesn't really, cost you very much to do, but it also typically won't affect your insurance and it probably won't affect your warranty because those are very simple things that are easy to remove and change up. Then there are sort of the second category of modifications, which I like to call the performance modifications. Now, those are things that you go and change to add more power to your car. It could be changing up your clutch because you've added more power to your car and now you want to have a more high performance clutch. So a lot of different things that you could do to add that performance element to your car and modify it to make it more fun and more exciting to drive. Now, those typically are a little bit more complicated because those could void your warranty. Those could void also your ability to be covered by your insurance policy. And those definitely could have an impact on your ability to sell your car afterwards because people are always concerned. Was the work done well? Is it really an improvement? Can the car handle all of that extra stuff? And those are all things that are really important to think about. And with performance modifications, you have to really think about it this way. If you add more power to your car, can your brakes handle it? Can your tires handle it? Can your gearbox, your transmission handle it? Those are a lot of concerns that people have when you go and modify your car and add performance to it. So that's the second category. And the third category of modifications would be just enhancing the capabilities of things that you already have. It could be adding better tires to your car so that they grip better. It could be improving your engine mounts. It could be changing your steering wheel. Maybe you add a spoiler to your car. It's functional, but it doesn't add to the performance of the car, and it just sort of changes the aesthetic of it. Things like that would probably be the other type of modification. And those types of things also could have an implication on the resale value. Those could also potentially void your warranty. They may not cause any issues with your insurance company, but again, that's something that you want to sort of find out from them. So there's a lot of different things to think about when you modify your car, but at the end of the day, the car is yours. You want to own it, you want to enjoy it, and I think it's important to think about, what's going to make you happy and how are you going to enjoy your car. And if things like modifying the power of your car or adding a wrap to it to change the color or change your shift knob or add a steering wheel or change your exhaust, those are things that could be really fun and exciting and allow you to just enjoy your car in a slightly better way. And I think it's important to think about the implications and whether it's worth it for you or not. And if it is, why not? Enjoy your car. You've worked hard, you've earned your money, you want to enjoy the car that you drive. And I think a lot of times, people may put that off or not want to do it, or maybe they go all in and change all this stuff and don't necessarily think about the implications. So I thought it'd be fun to make this video just to talk a little bit more about that so that you're aware of all these things. And so it's funny because there are a lot of people who may not even realize that getting winter rims and tires or adding tint to their car is considered a modification, but technically it is. So most people who buy cars have some sort of modification on the car. Now, it's not a performance upgrade or anything like that, so it kind of falls in line with adding to the functionality of the car, but those are modifications, and I think it's fun to just be aware of what those types of things are and how it might impact, again, your ownership experience and warranties and things like that. And just for those people that add winter tires, you may have a rim and tire protection on your car like I do. You might want to check with your rim and tire protection warranty to see, will it cover your second set of winter tires, or will it just cover the tires and the rims that came with the car. You know, those are things that are worth looking into. So I always recommend just be more aware. The more information that you have about whatever it is that you're doing, the better off you'll be, and the more you'll be able to enjoy whatever it is that you do for your car. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. I had fun making it, and I like talking about this stuff because it's a fun topic and I think it touches on a lot of people, and I'm a car enthusiast, and obviously I like to make my car my own. So there are some modifications that I've done, and there will be more that I will probably do in the future. And you may be in the same boat wondering about some of those types of things. So thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you tuning in. And if you like this kind of content, I really hope that you subscribe. And I will catch you guys again in the next video.